everyone, my name is Gabrielle, and recently when I was going through my old phone, I found tons of videos I made in 2019 when I did my Leaving Cert. So I thought it'd be fun to sit down here today and to react to some of those clips and to kind of talk about some things that I learned and some things I wish I would have known. So let's get into it. So here's the first clip.
Today is my last exam. Feeling good. Last time I'll be in this classroom. There's my boys, the Communist Party, him, her. Hopefully nobody will come in. I'm feeling good. Bit nostalgic. Myself and my friend actually did a little thing over there commemorating our
Oh, that is so cute. So myself and my friend used to go into these classrooms that were empty, and we basically just study by writing on the whiteboards, just basically trying to remember as much as we can about a topic and just like write up like a ton of stuff. And that was so much fun to do together. That was like so cute. I had completely forgotten about that.
I'm not commemorating, marking marker. Because this classroom we all sat together and it's a bit nostalgic. Leaving a place that you wanted to leave so bad. But honestly right now, just hopeful that the exam will go well. I hoffe schön.
Guess what exam I had coming up? I hoffe schön. So based on that first clip, I actually feel as though I wish I would have spent more time studying with my friends and using fun study methods. Because looking back, that was probably the most effective use of my time. I remember back then I used to really struggle with focusing when I was studying at home in my bedroom, but when I was studying with friends or when I was studying at the library or when I was just doing that thing with the whiteboard, I found that like so effective for getting stuff done and for remembering stuff rather than just doing all the work by myself. And come to think of it, I suppose this whole experience kind of changed my perspective of traditional study methods of just sitting down in a small little room and just writing out like a ton of notes, crying and laminating your notes so the tears roll off. But in my experience, it was actually so much more effective to have fun while studying. I feel as though at the time I didn't do that as much as I should have because I thought to myself, well, technically it's not study if you're having fun, you know?
He's definitely cheating.
So I really wish I would have changed my perspective sooner and have done more of those sort of like whiteboard writing sessions because those were a lot of fun. I still remember them to this day. And we actually already have a video all about how to make studying a lot more fun. I will link it in the description box below, or you'll see it pop up like somewhere here. And so on to the second clip.
I just cannot sit down to study my physics exam. The most important one is like in 2 days. And I didn't even start studying at all. I have done no physics. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm gonna fail it.
So based on this clip, I actually really wish that I didn't talk so negatively about the amount of work that I had done and about myself, even if I just meant it as a joke. I would use the sort of humor of, oh, I'm gonna fail the exams as a sort of coping mechanism, I guess. Doing this made me feel like I had no work done, and that was absolutely not the case. If I could go back in time, I think I would tell myself to not talk so negatively about myself and the exams. Actually, if I was to go back in time, I would tell myself exactly what's gonna come up on the physics exam. But if I was to say something else, I'd also say, stop talking so negatively, okay?
Stop it. Get some help.
Because in fact, I actually had loads done. I did a lot of study for physics during 5th year. I did a lot of study for physics during 6th year. And I don't think I could have studied more for this subject because it was just one that I really struggled with. And if you find yourself feeling like this too, as though you haven't done enough work or you haven't done enough study, I am here to tell you that you probably have a lot more work done than you realize. You are consistently learning throughout 5th year and throughout 6th year, so every little effort that you put in over the last 2 years will add up on the day of your exam. And even if you feel as though you haven't done enough work already, whether you're watching this video a couple of weeks before the exams or a couple of days before the exams, every single little bit that you'll do between now and the exams will add up. So it's truly never too late to start studying. And so here is the third clip.
Hey guys, what's up today? I'm so happy because I just finished my final time that I ever have to do Irish. Ever. I am delighted with life at the moment. You have no idea.
That is so funny actually to hear myself say 4 years later, because kind of one of my regrets about the Leaving Cert is that I didn't actually keep up with Irish after finishing it for the exams. And now I live in France, in a place where everybody is very curious to hear like what Irish sounds like. And like literally I remember nothing. An bhfuil cadagum dulga díon lethar is má sé de holly. Like that's all I know. And it's kind of embarrassing to have like studied Irish for so long and now to be here in France and say that and then not be able to speak Irish or like native language. I mean, comment down below if you feel the same way about Irish, that you're just delighted to have it over and done with, or are you a little bit more patriotic than I was at this time?
Right now, you can see I'm loading up The Sims 4 that I'm gonna just play. And then I have a day until I have to do my art history exam, then German, a few days later physics, a few days later Japanese, and then sayonara, I'll be gone.
Aww. Little does she know she's going to be making videos about the Leaving Cert 4 years later, which I love doing, it's okay. So based on this clip, I actually wish that I would have managed my breaks a lot better than I did. I'll first say that it is very important to take breaks while you're studying because it prevents you from burning out, and it actually improves your performance in the exams because you're more well rested, you have a clearer mind, so there are so many benefits from taking breaks. However, the kind of breaks that you take do make a huge difference. So in this case, I was actually using The Sims as my little study break, except this was probably the worst way I could have taken a break. The reason behind this is that The Sims is a game that does not necessarily have an end. And because of this, it is actually so difficult to pause the game and to get off it and go back to studying. If you are intent on playing a video game as your sort of break from study, then make sure you choose a video game that has levels, has something that will tell you, okay, this is where I stop playing and this is where I go study instead. But I think it'd be a lot more productive of you to go outside and get some fresh air instead. During exam season, you are sitting down all of the time. So when you wake up in the morning, you go to sit your exams. In the afternoon, you go sit down to study. And then you do not want to be spending your night sitting down by a computer and playing games. I'd really recommend instead take a little walk and get some fresh air. That will help to clear your mind a lot better. And if you'd like us to make more content relating to how to manage your time during the exams, then please leave a like on this video so that I know you're interested in that sort of stuff. And so the last clip.
I'm feeling super stressed out because I feel like such a failure. Even though a lot of my exams went well, I still feel as though I could have done so much better. Ever since I only took a break to go do my art history test yesterday, and now I'm doing, not yesterday, today. She got her surgery yesterday.
Okay, not even I understand what I'm saying here, which kind of goes to show how stressed out I was, that like English just left the chat. I have no clue what I was saying here.
It's like, I find it very hard to concentrate, be a good student, to have all my stuff in neat order. As in like this one essay in German I've been looking for ages because I tore up this other essay that I did because it just wasn't good. Didn't realize this one was there. I just got so upset about it. I think when you hold in a lot of emotion and then you just let it all out suddenly, then that's just, you start to freak out over something so insignificant. But it's never insignificant. It's like the iceberg. Almost. I know that sounds cliche.
Yeah, I was very upset about that German essay that I accidentally tore like in half. I mean, like I could still read it, so it wasn't like that big of a deal. But I think when I was so stressed out already, it was just the little things that were really getting to me, you know? That's a bit sad to see. I don't think anybody should be that sad or stressed out for their exams. So seeing myself in this state, I can see how tired I am from the exams in this clip. I can see that I'm super stressed out and I'm not treating myself very kindly. I really wish that I would have been kinder to myself during the exams. I actually also wish that I didn't put so much pressure on myself over these exams, because I feel as though putting so much pressure on myself in the end was just completely unnecessary. At the time of my exams, I actually felt as though the Leaving Cert is going to determine whether I have a happy life or whether I have a sad life. And this is because the Leaving Cert was the only thing that anybody would talk about. All my friends were talking about the Leaving Cert, all my teachers, my parents were always asking how much study I've done so far. Like, it was just this whole bubble of Leaving Cert, Leaving Cert, Leaving Cert. The Leaving Cert is the most important thing that you'll ever do. And now that I have finished the Leaving Cert and it's 4 years later, I don't think that's the truth.
Liar!
So obviously you should still absolutely do your best for these exams. However, if your Leaving Cert doesn't go as planned, that doesn't mean your life is ruined, because that is the mentality that I had. I thought that if I didn't get enough CEO points for the course that I wanted, then I'm absolutely going to be miserable for the next few years. And you know what? This worst case scenario actually happened to me and I feel fine. So what happened to me was I got the CEO points that I wanted for my Leaving Cert, except the points for the course I wanted to do just skyrocketed the year I did my Leaving Cert. I went to repeat my Leaving Cert, but while I went to repeat my Leaving Cert, I got the course that I wanted to do abroad. So I went to do that course abroad, and then I realized that it actually, in fact, this entire time was not for me. And so now I'm studying psychology in France, and I'm very happy about it. I think it suits me a lot better than what I initially wanted to do. And thinking about my friends, whether they were happy with their Leaving Cert results or whether they were not, whether they got their course that they wanted to do in university, whether they had to do something else instead, or whether they had to go abroad. The one thing we all actually have in common right now is that everybody is pretty happy with where they are in life. So basically, it is really easy to get caught up in this whole Leaving Cert bubble that I'll only be happy if I do well in the Leaving Cert. This is not true. You will be happy regardless of how you perform in the Leaving Cert, so don't put so much pressure on yourself. But just a little disclaimer, this is not me saying that you should put zero effort into your Leaving Cert because nothing matters anyway. Like, it is still an important exam to do and you should always try your best in it. But you should really know that it isn't the end of the world. The Leaving Cert will come and then you'll move on with your life. There's no need to put so much pressure on yourself, which is easier said than done, I know. So if you find yourself stressing out a lot right now, then you should really talk to somebody about it, like whether it is a guidance counselor, a teacher, one of your parents, an older sibling. Do not keep it all in. And if you'd like to hear some more about Leaving Cert regrets, then Nessa and Emer have a podcast episode all about their regrets that I would definitely recommend checking out. You can find a link in the description box below or find it somewhere here. I really hope this video will bring you some comfort, and if you have any questions about the Leaving Cert, as always, comment them down below. I really hope this helps, and best of luck with the study.